teacher friends. Welcome back to Everything But the Lesson Plan. I am your host, Franchesca Thompson, and today I just want to do a quick 5-minute check-in. That's it. No heavy topic, no big lesson, no long list of things you need to do. Just a moment to breathe together in the middle of this summer break. Like, how are you doing? You know why? Because let's be honest, summer break sounds simple to people outside of education. They think teachers just turn off the lights, they walk out the building and instantly relax. But you know what? We know better. Sometimes it takes a few weeks just for your body to realize that school is over. You're still waking up early. I literally just got my flow just recently on the sleeping until 8:30 a.m. and not waking up at 6:30 a.m. All right. As people are still checking emails, still remembering that one student, still replying to, replaying that one meeting and replying to emails. Okay. I've got to stay out of my emails. I'm still have not gotten out of those things yet. I'm checking those probably every other day now. We're just still carrying the weight of the year. And it's just a lot to handle, right? So, this is your reminder you're allowed to exhale. You made it through. You did it. You made it through another school year. Maybe for some of us, it was probably a beautiful school year. For some, it was probably a hard school year. Or it was one of those years that stretched you in ways you just did not expect. Maybe you were pouring from a cup that had been empty for a long time, but you know what? You are here. And that is what matters. I want to ask you something today. Here is my question. Have you actually rested or have you just stopped going to work? Because there is a difference. Rest is not just sleeping in a little later. Rest is not just having a few free days on the calendar. Rest is giving your body and your mind and your spirit permission to not be on call for everybody else. Teachers spend so much of their year responding to students, responding to parents, responding to emails, and responding to behavior, responding to deadlines, and responding to the needs that they never seem to stop coming. But summer gives you a chance to ask a different question. What do I need? Not what does my classroom need? Not what does my school need or my family needs, but what do I need in order to feel like myself again? Maybe you need quiet. Maybe you need movement. Maybe you need to laugh more. Maybe you need to give yourself a break and find the creative parts of yourself. Maybe you need to stop feeling guilty for not being productive every day. I had these big goals for summer. I had this to-do list of all of the things I was going to do. I was going to clean out the entire house. I said, we're going to become minimalist. We're going to throw away everything. And I have been working on my office for the last 3 weeks. I still have not finished that. I haven't even gotten to the other parts of the house, just my office. So it's those things that we are thinking about, those to-do lists that we just got to kind of sometimes pause and rest because your worth is not measured by how much you get done over the summer break. You do not have to turn your rest into another assignment. And that was even hard for me. I am the biggest to-do list person. I put it on my phone, I put it on my post-it notes, I write it on things. And this year, I'm just like, bump those to-do lists. Okay, I'm getting done what I'm getting done. And if it's not going to get done, it's just not going to get done. So you do not have to have the perfect morning routine, the perfect fitness plan. And that was big for me because I thought I was going to be able to lose 20 pounds this summer, but it's looking more like 5. Okay. I am walking and running actually and lifting weights, but I'm in that, that stage where it's just hard to get the weight off. So that perfect fitness plan is just right out the door for me, and I'm okay with it. It could be you're thinking about your classroom themes for next year, what professional development schedules are going to look like, what's going to be your back to school strategies. Sometimes the most powerful thing that we can do is to just sit still long enough to hear yourself again. And so that's what I've been doing a lot of this summer myself. I've been doing some solo like adventures. I just last week I went to Johns Creek. That's a little cute area here in Georgia. I went to like this little walkway, parkway area that I found off TikTok. I went by myself. I didn't want anybody to be attached to me. I didn't want you to be calling me. All right. I just want my phone on, do not disturb. And I mean, do not disturb me. I took a walk, I meditated, I sat down, I saw some beautiful sights, I took some pictures, I thought about things. Then I got myself in my car and I said, I want to get me something to eat. And please do not laugh at where I chose to eat that day. I love Whole Foods. Okay. I am a huge Whole Foods fan, and we don't have one where I am. So I went to Whole Foods, I went to the hot bar. I got me some great food. I went to the cafeteria area. Well, like not there, it's where you get to sit down and have your lunch or whatever. There were families out there. I sat down, pulled out my laptop, just did some reading, ate some food. I even bought me a dessert. Yeah, I did. I ate dessert on a Wednesday. So that's big because usually I can't, I try to limit my desserts to the weekend, but I was like, I'm eating this cake. And so I just had a really good time, and it was just perfect for me. And so I just think about that, and I hope that you're getting your me time in. And you know what? If you are already starting to think about next school year, you know what? That is okay too. We are teachers. Our minds naturally start planning, but I do want you to plan from a place of peace and not panic. And those moments that I'm having to myself, which I'm starting to cherish that more and more. I'm a mom of 3. I have my husband, and I've literally been attached to people since I was in my 20s. And so me not being attached and having some free time is just like it's like gold for me. So I think about this school year and I think about you and the space that you're in right now. And I don't want you to let this upcoming school year steal your summer. Um, Please, 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 there is still time for you to rest, time for you to reset, time for you to play and walk and create. I mean, just sitting outside, right? Is just perfect. Time to read something that has nothing to do with school. I have this book, it's called Good to Great, and I just bought another book, Great by Choice. Yeah. I bought it 3 weeks ago and I'm going to start reading it this week. And because I haven't really been reading that much. So I am going to start reading, try to get you something that has nothing to do with students and teaching and schools and lesson plans and all of that stuff. It's just time for you to be a whole person beyond your job title. And that's what the summer is for. So, and teachers, I just want you to remember this. The students need a well teacher, not a worn out one. They need your presence, not perfection. They need the version of you that has had room to breathe and think and heal. All right. So that you can come back with a little more peace. So here is your small summer check-in for today. Ask yourself, what has been restoring me this summer? What has been draining me this summer? What do I need to release before I return? And what is one thing I can do this week to help me come back to myself? Let's not make this a big thing. Let's not make this a complicated thing and just make it one thing. I started off with this whole, I'm gonna clean my whole house up. No, I'm not doing that. Mm-mm. I started off with, I'm going to read 8 books before I get back. I will barely get through one. Okay. I started off with, I'm definitely going to lose 20 pounds. We might be banking on 5. And I am at peace with that because I have had the time to myself. I have had time to go on a walk by myself several times a day sometimes. What else do you need to do? Book that appointment, drink the water, turn off those notifications. Oh my gosh, journal, hang out with some friends. I've been doing that a lot too. I have been picking up, calling friends and going to lunch with them and just hearing conversations from other people. That has been great. Um, don't clean up the whole house, bump that whole house. Just clean up that one little room. Just clean up your closet, right? Just just clean out your bathroom closet. Okay, that's it. That's it. That's all we do in the summer. Sit in silence. Okay. Tell people you just don't want to be attached to them today. And if you can't do the whole day, just be like, can you just give me 30 minutes? Um, say no to people and just don't give them any long explanation. Hey, can you watch my kids? I know you home for the summer. Are you able to watch them today while I go to work? Absolutely not. People stay asking teachers to watch their kids over the summer. They stay asking teachers to do a camp, teach this class, do this and do that. Oh, we know you love kids, but I do love them, but can I have my break during the summer, please? So just get to know yourself. Whatever it is, let it be something that honors the person behind the teacher. Because before you are a teacher, you are a person. You are a person with dreams, a person with a body that needs care. You are a person with a life outside of the classroom. So, this is me checking in and saying, don't rush your summer. Okay? Don't let guilt steal your rest. And you know what? Don't let next year take over this moment. You are allowed to pause. You are allowed to breathe. And you are allowed to enjoy this break without earning it again. Thank you for spending these few minutes with me on everything but the lesson plan. I hope this little check-in meets you exactly where you are. And until next time, my people, I want you to keep resting, keep becoming, and as always, keep thriving.